All right, this is a quick update on the garden bed in 103, 105 heat. As you can see, everything is doing great. I don't give it too much water. Maybe like every 2 days, 3 days, I'll give it a sprinkle in between the plants, making sure I don't get it in the crowns. And I'll do it like late at night, or not late at night, but after the sun is no longer hitting these plants. And for the most part, they're doing great. As you can see, you could tell when this bed doesn't have enough moisture because this plant here starts getting very purple. And the coloring in the beautiful Sahara is just gorgeous. Look at that. Yeah, and look at the sedum. The beautiful flowers it gives off. Just gorgeous, gorgeous. This Dorothea, she is greened up because, again, she got some water. She was orange, nice and stressed. But I don't want to stress these plants too much. As you can see, the agavoides are beautiful. And these, the beautiful Ioniums, these all were cuttings when I put them in this bed. They've rooted. They're beautiful. And I can see just hints of different... Oh, I have another agave there. A perii. That's another agave perii. Those are babies from the baby of the original. And this crassula never, watching crassula never does good for me. It's just, I don't know. You give it too much water, it gets mealybug. You give it too little water, it dies. See, I'm going to give this one a little bit of water. I think it's a little bit crunchy, and it's in the shade. So I'm going to go get the watering can, watering it a bit, like 1, 2, 3, 4, until I count to 4, and that's it. Like a full watering is I'll usually count to 10. But just give it a half watering because, again, we don't want to make it too moist. But gorgeous, right? Just beautiful. And just before I leave you guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the ivy. Look how gorgeous it's doing. Beautiful, but I did put it in not out of the direct sun, but it does get sun here, filtered sun. And look at this. This was cutting. Look at the beautiful ficus. Gorgeous, right? All this is new growth, and I cut off the head, so it gave me 2 branches, and I think it's starting a little one down there. Let me show you the moon glow. Oh my goodness, that's the baby, and she's got a baby over here. I can see I got a drop of water in the inside, but it's gonna be so hot that it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be 103 today. Look at this. These beautiful. This hydrangea grows on new wood, so I don't want to really cut these off. I'm not too certain. I'm hoping that they'll preserve on the theme on the bush, and then I can just cut them off. With this heat, it's a possibility. And look at these other plants. This one was totally wilty, so I put her in the shade here in the filtered sun. The lily pad Aeoniums, I brought them forth so they could get more sun. The mama, I don't know how she's doing, but I keep forgetting to water it. I'm pretty sure it's going to give a new growth. I'm going to cut into the stem a little more, give it a little stimulation. And yeah, these beautiful sansevieras. The whale tails are doing great. Look at all this new growth. This is a new baby. Bird's nest has babies growing there. Let me show you over here. The bird bath. I took this one out of the sun because this was cuttings and it was roasting. And I could see them. It was very yellow. It's greening up a little bit. The bird bath is doing wonderful. These were cuttings, so the string of bananas, but the sedum was a cutting, and look how beautiful. And a lot of these little Aeoniums and this curly jade was cutting, so some of it is just getting its strength. As you can see right there, it's a little curly, but beautiful, right? This one has a tendency to get a lot of mealybug, and as you can see, it still has some. See it right there? I don't know if this is the remainers. I'm gonna treat it again, obviously. I sprayed it and washed it, and it's doing a lot better, but I can see that that darn mealybug is, yeah, there was some that were hiding somewhere. So I have to really go ahead and clean that out. But yeah, well, let me just go ahead and come this way. The water fountain is already all hard water stained already again. It's crazy. But look how beautiful this sticks on fire versus the ones in the sun is. This is the one that's in the shade. This is just a holding place for these big aloes. The lemon tree is doing good. It's a little sunburned, but I give it water every day. But I wanted to show you, the difference. This is the difference between a sticks on fire Tiricali that's in the sun, and then the one that's in the shade. Let me pan it over slowly so I don't make you guys sick. Is that one over there. Look at that. Beautiful, right? But every time I fill my watering cans, I give it a little drink, and that's the difference. So let's go ahead and look at this. See that one's toasting up right there with the sun. It has to do from the heat from this pot too. I don't know what to do. I'll let it go, and if it makes it, it makes it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But look at these aloes. These are going to get a little bit of filtered shade right now until the afternoon. And this grapefruit is all this new growth. Look at it. I did give it some vitamin because it's growing a lot. And I put it in this pot, which it seems to love. And see this little sucker. Sorry, baby. But we're going to take that out because we don't. Of course, that's going to die, but I just feel so bad. If it becomes another little grapefruit tree, I'm okay with that. But okay, I just wanted to show you kind of what I do to water this thing. Okay, so I do 1, 2, 3, 4. That's enough water. That's enough water for that. And then I'm going to just go ahead and leave this bed alone. I did it over there on that side because I know that that's in the shade. This is in the sun. Do not want to water when it's in the sun. So that's basically it. I come out here and water this in the morning. Spray the pavers for the TNR kitties and kind of give them water. And yeah, this is what I do. Oh, let me show you real quick. I'm going to be moving these plants to the other side because we have another project over here. But look at it, how beautiful. And I planted some base plants here. Oops, spider webs. And they're doing okay. Look at this, how beautiful is that? Yeah, this one was rotting, but I think it's doing okay now. It's rooted probably in here or started to root. And these are okay. I can remove this thing. It's not giving the fence stress or anything. That's just as protection so they don't tip over in case it gets too windy when they were barely rooting there. But they're probably rooted already. I mean, let me show you the difference here. Oh, those are growing really, really big too. This one liked it here. It just liked it. It gets the perfect amount of sun and cool and heat and whatever. Again, this rope is not even on there. I don't know what it's doing there. So, but look at that. It's got new growth up there. And it's starting to candelabra out because these are called African candelabras. They're euphorbias. And these, I tell you, I bought them like the size of this arm right here. Maybe like from the tip up, but never this thick. I mean, they were like tiny, you know, thin, maybe like 3 inches in circumference. And look at it now. This is gorgeous, and I'm looking forward to this one kind of branching out at the top and looking beautiful. These have like a wood core that keeps them upright and makes them steady, and I've seen these look like trees, like humongous. I hope it doesn't get that big because, well, it's going to be a little bit of an issue, but you can always cut these, restart them, and do your thing. I really have to do a lot of maintenance. The pearl bush did come back. You see that? I know I said this was a quick video, but this is how it is in the garden. Once you start looking, there's tons of things to see. The pearl bush, I had cut it down completely before the heat, and it looked ugly, and I didn't know if I was just going to take it out, but look at that. It has a bunch of new growth. All these already bloomed, the Hesper aloes, hummingbird aloes. And as you can see, there's only one more bloom spike, but look how gorgeous the bloom spike is on these. I call these the fireworks of the garden because they just like sprout out all the way top. Sometimes they grow like 10 feet tall, the sprigs, with the bloom spikes, which is beautiful. And yeah, here I have some other little pots that I'm trying to protect. As you can see, they're kind of moving closer and closer to my table here. I'm trying to be very proactive regarding the heat and protect stuff. I know it looks a little bit crowded, but I'm just trying to save these plants because it's just too hot. I have some geraniums, if you can see right here under the table, that I took out of the ground like a few days ago. They were dying. They were in the heat, which I consider over there, the heat. And kind of where that elephant bush was, that's where they were. And I just uprooted them out from the ground because it just gets too darn hot there. This is the brunt of the heat, and it damages the plants. As you can see by this aloe, look, see how it gets brown and very stressed. This is an aloe that is under duress because of the heat, but it'll survive. I mean, just keep watering it at night a little and giving it a little bit of moisture. And I'm not even worrying about the weed right now because it's basically charring. As you can see, the sun's taking care of that. Especially when you put rock in these plants, the rock reflects the heat, and this is a good solution like when you have partial, or if you know you're going to put plants that are going to endure the heat. But I don't recommend it if you're just going to put them full blown in the heat because they will not do good. They just brown up. This one's in a pot. This is a daughter, and that's the Perrier mama. She's doing good. I give her water because, I mean, she is in the ground. And this one I give a little bit more water because this one is in a pot. And that's the difference. When you have plants that are in the ground, they get more moisture from the earth. When you have plants that are in a pot, you need to give them water at least every couple of days. If the pot is small and it's not a succulent, you have to give them water every day during the summer. Just a drink, a count to 10 at least. And just remember, do it early in the morning or late in the afternoon after the sun is going down or, has no heat left to it. This is the mammoth elephant bush, and it's one that I didn't like in a pot, but look how beautiful it looks up against the fence. I did chop it all off, and all this is new growth, and it's doing great in the sun. This is in the sun. So let me show you here the problem with these myrtillo cacti. If you didn't see the episode where it was snowing in my succulent cactus garden, look back in my channel and check that out because that was just like a one-time situation that I don't think is ever going to happen again. That we got tons of snow here and I just was not prepared. I was trying to protect these, but let me explain to you what happens. Look at this. They were wet so much, even though I did try to protect them with cardboard boxes and all that. They lost most of the farina, which is this powdery blue kind of substance that grows on top of this skin and protects. That's like a sunscreen. It protects against the harsh sun and it prevents them from burning. Now these down here were not protected. The farina washed off. As you can see, there's farina here and there's just no protection up here. As you can see, they're yellowing, so they're gonna get some sunburn, which is unfortunate, but I can't help it. The farina will not grow back. Once it's gone, it's gone. The only recourse is that it's gonna grow more and more arms or whatever, and that are going to be beautiful, and hopefully they don't get a lot of rain or a lot of harsh environment that washes off that farina, because that's what's so beautiful about these Myrtillo cacti. And again, this is one of my cactus that I just love. I love that bluish greenish color. Now let me show you this one again. This is a crest by itself. It crested, and look at it. I knew it was going to happen. It is damaged too. It's got some sunburn on all this top edge. I tried to protect it. As you can see, these are protected. This one was protected under here. You can see the blue substance that's protecting it and making it look gorgeous, but these just are gonna be yellow from the top, and it is what it is. But yeah, 411, your plant is not dying or lacking anything. That's just sunburn. And I can show you a better example probably up here. This is one of my, this one I actually bought for its shape. It was actually just the bottom. I called it my muscle man, and it has all this new growth. And see, this one has a little bit of sunburn, but look at the old sunburn on the bottom one right there. I don't know if you can see that black, those little black bubbles or whatever. That got really damaged because of the sun, and that's what it could end up looking like, which is so unfortunate. So I mean, these, it's better if you protect them. I have this one under a covered area, and the other ones, I mean, if they're in the ground, it's really hard to protect them, but you know, again, it is what it is. All right, everyone, that was the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Take care of yourselves. You guys are awesome. I know that if you're watching this video, you're into gardening and you love beautiful things. So leave your comments below. I will see you in the next video. Bye.